Well, hey guys, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. It's great to be with you on the show again. Just want to welcome you if this is your very first time coming here. If it is not and you're coming back, of course, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you back. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me. This week we have a great master topic. It is the core that endures. Yeah, that's the master topic for the week. And tonight's granular topic is a really good one. Endurance Proves Worth, Series 4, Show 36, Episode number 5. If you're thirsty, feel free to go get yourself some RO water. I have that here. Maybe you want some snacks. I have some fish here. I was just kind of munching on some Swedish fish. They're one of my favorites, so I was just having one of those here. They're pretty good. So feel free to go get something. Come on back. Maybe it's sweet, maybe it's healthy, it's fruit, whatever it is, go get it. Come on back. If you have not checked out believemeachieve.com, check that out after the show. It's available 24 hours a day. So without any further ado, let's get started, okay? All right. So again, thank you very much. Really want to appreciate for you guys joining me today on the show. I think it's great to have you here. And we have a really great show tonight, all right? So I think you're going to really find some value in the principles that I'm going to share here tonight. And I hope that you'll choose to apply these in your own life and hopefully ground yourself in more truth. So again, endurance, as we're talking about, is the key for the entire week. And this is Inspirations for Your Life. And I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. And, I am podcast coach, podcast host, video producer, engineer, marketing specialist, graduate student, and a lot more. Number one, guys, is endurance isn't easy, but it always pays off. I know when we're doing it, we're like, oh, this doesn't make sense, but really it does pay off, guys. I promise you. So endurance doesn't make headlines. It isn't flashy, but it is what every lasting success is built upon. When the motivation fades and the noise dies down, endurance is what keeps you moving forward. It's the quiet commitment to show up again and again and again, no matter what. The payoff doesn't always come immediately, as I said, but when it does, it comes in the form of, self-respect, clarity, growth, and a deep knowing that you are capable of more than, you ever imagined. The discomfort and the pain now that maybe you're feeling will push you to have power later. So discomfort and pain that you're feeling isn't just the part of the journey. It's the proving ground for greatness. When things hurt, that's not a signal to stop. It's a sign you're stretching, you're growing, and stepping into new territory. That discomfort, a little bit of pain you're feeling today is tomorrow's, as I said, strength in disguise. But a lot of people quit when they get that annoyance or, they have a little bit of a challenge after a workout or something. They figure, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. But actually your body's starting to grow and is starting to become better. Real power, guys, doesn't come from ease. It's forged in resistance. Endurance doesn't avoid pain. Unfortunately, guys, it uses it. You don't grow in the comfort zone. And you heard me say this many, many times. You do not grow in the comfort zone. Okay? Comfort feels safe, but it's deceptive. It holds us somewhere, right? That's what it does. It holds us somewhere. And it holds you back from growth by keeping you in the familiar zone. True transformation starts with the moment you leave the comfort zone behind and commit to something bigger. Maybe your friends are like, oh, I don't want to do this. This isn't comfortable. This doesn't feel right. Well, that might be a sign that you're growing. All right. Discomfort isn't punishment. I want to share that right now. It's feedback, and it means you're evolving. Endurance teaches us to stop fearing discomfort and start using it as fuel, as motivation. Number 4, guys, limits are meant to be pushed. You're more capable than you even realize, but you'll never know how much you are until you're tested. Challenges stretch our mental, emotional, and our physical capacity every single day. When you endure through difficulty, you expand your limits. You begin to realize that the most of the barriers were never real. They were just beliefs, they were illusions. Endurance pushes past what you once thought was, well, impossible. Number five, guys, struggle validates success. Success means more when you've had to fight for it. The long nights, the tough calls, the silent doubts, they make the win real. Struggle gives success weight. It's the invisible cost most people don't see. But the reason why it's worth it in the end, if you're in the thick of it now, know this is your not failing mode. You're earning it, okay? Number six is endurance. Endurance isn't for everyone, okay? I've got to say that up front, but it makes champions. Many want the rewards, and few are willing to outlast the resistance that's going to be on that path. And that's why endurance is rare and extremely valuable. The people who keep going when everyone else gives up become the examples others look up to. They aren't superhuman, they just decided to stay the course when it counted most. When everyone else was giving up, they kept fighting. That silent fight. Endurance is the separating factor between average people and exceptional people. Number seven, guys, you earn what you don't quit on. Huh? You heard me. You don't stumble into success, guys. You earn it by sticking with what others walk away from. If you're still here, still pushing, still believing, it means you're building something real. And you see, that matters more than temporary results. You don't need to see the finish line to know you're making progress. Stay in it. You're closer than you think. You know, number eight is keep going when it's hard, when the hardest part happens. That's when it matters most. Anyone, guys, can keep going when it's easy. What matters is what you do when, well, there's no feedback, there's no applause. I think that's an important thing to realize. And no obvious reward, that is. See, that's where character is built. Endurance isn't about excitement, it's about decision, the choice to move forward, even when no one's watching. This is where your future is shaped, guys. Some seasons are for grinding, not shining. There are times in life when you're not supposed to be visible. You're supposed to be building. Grinding is unglamorous work, right? It's repetitive, it's disciplined. Nobody likes that. And often it's unnoticed and not thanked. But without it, there's no foundation, guys. These are the seasons that separate those who want success from those who are truly prepared to carry it. Number 10, guys, prove it with action, not talk. So many people I see, they talk, 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 but then there's no action. Endurance doesn't need hype. It's not about hype. It doesn't require permission. It's quiet. It's disciplined. It speaks through, well, repetition and results. So while others talk about goals, endurance is important. Having a strong background and getting the work done. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Prove it through consistency, daily actions. That's the language of results, folks. Number 11, your scars are your strength. And by scars, I'm also referring to emotional scars. Everything you've been through, every moment that tested you, It left a mark on you. And those marks are not signs of failure. They're evidence that you've been in the fight. They're your credentials. See, the people who truly lead in life are not unscathed. They're seasoned. Don't hide your scars. They are your story, your strength, and your reminder that you overcame things. Number 12, guys, the ones who stay become the ones who win. The ones who stay become the ones who win. The ones who stay become the ones who win. What do we mean by that? Well, success favors those who simply refuse to quit. And remember, you have not failed until you've quit. If you're getting feedback and you're doing something wrong, well, great. Just change the course, right? And, Tom Hopkins said something really interesting. Failure is not failure, but it is just the feedback I need to change course in my direction, okay, to now obtain success. He also said that failure isn't failure, but a game I must play to win. Failure isn't failure. It's a way that I can laugh. While others look for exits, endurance looks for another way forward. And the reason people look for exits is they're tired. They're not wanting to put the extra effort in, right? When it's, I always say when you have somebody working a job 9 to 5, they quit right at 5. A serial entrepreneur, well, we don't go by the clock. We go by what we have to do. If we have to stay up longer to do some work, well, we stay up and do it. Do we look at the fact that we're not getting paid for that? No, we don't look at that. We look at the value we're investing. That's the most important thing. Every time you choose to stay despite the struggle, you separate yourself from the crowd. That's right. You separate yourself from the crowd. And I know that sounds hard. The ones who stay don't just survive. You know what they do? They elevate and they thrive. See, there's 2 ways to live life every day. You can either survive, which is having your water, having your food, and doing the things you need to survive. But then there's those people who go to the next level and do what they need to do to thrive. Now, do the people that survive enjoy life? Yes, they do. But the people that thrive, they are really enjoying life to the next level. See, because level ups aren't given, guys. They are earned. You don't get a level up from somebody. You earn it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were going for an interview. And one person I actually helped get an interview opened a door for somebody. And I told them, I said, I'm going to get you in the door. I can't promise you the door is going to stay open, but I'm going to get you the chance to meet with the person. And if your skills and if you are what you say you are, you will get that job. Remember, nothing is given, it's earned. And I think that's something I want you to all understand. Earning. There's 2 types of earns I want to talk about right now. One is what we call earned media and paid media. When you pay to get media, like on TV shows, etc., I've talked about this before, you're not really getting a full value. You think you are. But everybody sees the word sponsored on the bottom, and they know that it's not the show that invited you on. You paid to have that spot. Earned media is when shows or other news outlets, they want to do a story on you. That's earned media. You don't pay for that. Endurance, guys, is a currency, just like money. Endurance is one of the most valuable assets you can develop in your life. It outlasts talent, timing, and even opportunity. When everything else fails away, endurance will still be there for you, showing up, helping grow even more. The ability to keep going when it's hard is a form of wealth. There's a great story here. You might remember the story, and it's I'm trying to remember who wrote the book. The famous book and it was the train. It was like I think it was I think I can I think I can, and it's the little engine that could. A book that came out in the 1930s, a classic American folktale by Arnold Waddy Piper. As I said, was first published in 1930. The story is about a small, determined blue engine that repeats the phrase over and over again. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And she pulls a train full of toys and food over a mountain to help the children on the other side. When the coal truck, well, supposed to be able to do it, it broke down. So the book is a well-known children's tale that teaches the value of optimism, perseverance, and hard work. The repeated mantra of I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, it signifies the engine's determination and belief, right? And belief in herself to overcome a difficult challenge. A train carrying toys and food breaks down before reaching the children on the other side of the mountain. Various larger engines refuse to help, but a small blue engine offers her assistance, successfully pulling the train over the mountain by repeating her hopeful mantra, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And I think that's what we need to develop in our own life is a mantra. Because when we play the mantra over and over again, you see, our brain loves to repeat stories, whether they're good or whether they're bad. We get what we repeat. We don't get what we deserve. We get what we are. And mantras make us who we are. And if you've been grinding, well, you're already richer than you probably realize. Even though people probably say to you, oh, you know, you can't do that and you're always doing something, realize that your rewards, your blessings, they're coming. Number 14, guys, most people quit right before the breakthrough. The temptation to quit often hits hardest right before things change. That's not a coincidence. It's a test. When it feels like nothing is working, it's usually meaning something is about to shift. Endurance is what gets you to the other side, like the famous train, right? With the think I can, the little engine that could, to get to see what most may never see. This reminds me of a great story called Facing the Giants. But I'll give you the whole plot. There is Grant Taylor, who is the coach of this team, and it was the Shiloh Indians, and they kept losing like left and right. So he prayed, and he got some inspiration. Now they were already with the assistant coach and the fathers. They were already trying to plan a way to get rid of him, and then he comes to the team and he changes things. He changes everything all around. And not only does he do that, he has the head captain of the team. His name is Brock. And he says to Brock, you need to start acting more like a leader. And he has an attitude, right? Typical high school attitude. Believes he's better than everybody. Believes, you know, the only way they're going to win is with him. So he goes, all right, Brock, I want you down the ground, and I want you to do to the 50-yard line. I can make it to the 50. I want you to do it blindfolded. Huh? Because I don't want you to give up when you're close. And he's, oh, one more thing, Brock. I want you to do it with Jeremy on your back. Was it weigh like 130? Yeah, put Jeremy on your back. So now they're going through, they're doing this whole thing. They're going back, forth. And he keeps saying, you know, when he's getting tired, I can't handle it anymore. Well, you have to negotiate with your body, this. And they kept motivating him. He's like, I got to be at the 50. And people like all in all, like how far he is. He's way past the 50. Finally, they keep going. You're almost there, And he's like, Brock, take off your, you know, he couldn't handle it anymore. He's in the end zone. So sometimes we give up before we can go as far as we have the capability of going. And then the assistant coach goes, who's next? And another neat thing is there's a kid on the team, Matt Prater. And Matt Prater was never into religion or anything. He was always against his father and stuff. His father is an engineer. And One day they're at school, and he actually got up, and again, not to make the show religious, but he got up and he declared the Lord as his savior, and everybody else started doing it, and it was amazing. And then he goes, I need to talk to my dad. He's like, "You want me to take you?" And the coach took him. And the funny thing that happened after he made the change in Matt's life, and after they started winning, you know what happened? Because Coach um, Taylor had a need. He gets a new truck. They take he comes out of the game, and the truck is missing. And his wife's like, I don't know who would steal it. It's like I would probably it's like we give him money to take it. And they're like, and it has a note on it. Coach, you have done so much for us, and we want to do something for you. So it was obviously from the team, but they didn't say who it was from, and it was from Matt Prayer and his father. And they were looking on like two kids really happy looking on at him, the adult and Matt. Didn't say a word. And he took that team to a winning victory, something they never could do before. One, because they prayed, and second, because they believed. So storms don't destroy us, okay? They will define you and your character. Adversity doesn't come to break you. I know people will say it does, it doesn't. It comes to reveal the true you, who you are, and shape you into becoming something better. The hardest times in your life have the power to build the deepest parts of your character. Endurance teaches you to stop fearing storms and start facing them head on, because what you build in chaos becomes your unshakable foundation. Number 16, guys, no shortcuts, just stronger steps. Endurance doesn't chase hacks. It takes the long road and embraces the process. Every step you take, when it would be easier, guys, to quit, builds strength. While others search for shortcuts, endurance develops the legs to carry the weight of what you're building. The path, guys, may be longer, but the results last longer too. Number 17, guys, confidence comes from endurance, not hype, not all kinds of flair. Real confidence isn't built from compliments or likes. They're nice, but that's not where confidence comes from. It's built, guys, from endurance. It's built from the quiet moments when you choose not to quit, when you keep showing up despite the odds. You build something no one can take away from you. Belief in yourself. That's not hype, folks. That's earned self-respect. I've done it time and time again, and I continue to do it to reach even greater milestones and goals. Number 18, guys, the discomfort or that pain you're feeling, it's a test. Endurance is the answer, guys. Hard times aren't always problems to solve. Sometimes they're questions. Are you ready? Are you serious enough? Passing the test, the hardest test that is. So, number 19 is let your journey speak for you. Okay. Let your journey speak for you. At a certain point, you don't have to explain yourself. Your work speaks, your consistency tells the story. Endurance earns credibility without saying a word. The people who matter will notice. More importantly, you're going to notice. You'll know you can trust yourself because you've done the hard things no one else saw. And don't worry that no one else is seeing this. You're seeing this. And that's enough. Number 20, this is just the beginning, folks. Endurance doesn't mark the end of a journey. Nope. It marks the beginning of what's truly possible. The fact that you've made it this far means, well, You have what it takes to go further. You weren't just built to survive, you were built to grow, to thrive, to lead, to rise, and keep going. You're just getting started. All right. And I know all of this sounds like something that maybe you don't realize, but when you start to apply yourself and know that these things can happen in your life, if you start believing in them, uh, Neville Goddard told us some great things, and so did Nightingale Conant. Nightingale Conant shared with us that what we think about most all we become what we think about most often. Neville Goddard says, what we tell our mind before we go to sleep, and we anticipate the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It changes us, not overnight. It is a gradual process, but it sticks. Guys, I know that when you hear a lot of this hype, you're like, oh, John, this won't work for me. Well, if you already say it won't work for you, guess what's going to happen? You're already going to not do it, right? We know what Henry Ford said. If you believe you can, you're right. And you believe you can't, you're also right. But I don't want any of you here watching or listening to give up before you have given your full potential. And most people shut down just when it starts to get hard. That could be education. That could be relationships. That could be anything. People give up, or what I like to say is they go home too early. What do I mean by that? They give up. They say, I had enough. And I think people give up too soon. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you understand, I should say, that endurance does really, really prove. Endurance proves worth, and you are worth so much. So do check out believemeachieve.com for more of my, of course, amazing, inspiring creations. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to catch you guys real soon. Have a great evening.